As you can see, the construction of the 3 townhomes has come on leaps and bounds in the last few months. And in this month's episode of CITV, we're going to whiz around all the updates since July with the help of Christine Dvoracek and Christopher Stenton from Tester Construction. So here I am with Chris and Christine, Tester Construction, as you can see above my head here. And we're going to go over the updates that's been going on at the site over the past 2-3 weeks. Chris has very kindly supplied some of the video here, so thank you very much for that. And, sorry, you were going to say something, Con?
Pleasure. My pleasure.
There you go. And we're going to go through the video now, take a look at it, see, and have an explanation of what's going on. So there you go. So I'm going to hand over the mic back to Christine. And yes.
Looks here like a little stucco application, little primer application. What we're doing is you notice difference in colors. Different color primers for different color paint. So the darker primered areas will be for the darker paint, and the lighter primered areas will be for the lighter paint.
Yeah, there are a couple accent. Well, 2 different colors. There's the accent there.
So what we saw there was that, thank you. What we saw there was that was the primer on there, and then there's 2 coats going on top of that, yes?
There'll be 2 color coats further down the line. You know, right now we put the primer on to keep the stucco from cracking. Mostly to take care of the stucco between stucco finish, dry, and final paint.
Razorback Electric.
Oh, there's a little plug. They paid me for that. Help jump in there, Christine.
Yeah.
There's just ongoing rough installation. So that's the major portion of the project that we're in right now. So mechanical, electrical, plumbing, our fire sprinkler, low voltage line, all of the rough installations ongoing. And it's a hefty, it's the bulk of the project. This is the guts of the building.
And I mean, it amazes me how, you know, where all the different coloured wires are going and everything. It's really ridiculous. What's this guy doing here?
He's running wiring for the lighting in the ceiling, and you know they're running wiring for lights. They're running wiring for electrical boxes, ceiling fans,
Switches.
Sconces, switches. I mean, they're running wires.
It seems to me also that when you see this in a second, he's actually putting it through another floor. Am I correct here? Conjugating through another floor, because then what I saw was that...
Well, it looks to me like he's passing it over the beam there. He could be going through a room in the ceiling.
Could he be going up?
He could be going up, but
Could
at that particular
there?
time, he didn't. They definitely go up and down between the floors for sure. Usually what they'll do is they'll drill a hole in the concrete so that they can get through there fairly easily.
Sure. Okay. And more of the same here, really. And that is really, I guess... I mean, how far are they through this process?
So this was about 2 weeks ago. So this is the inaugural run. Very basic overhead lighting. The plumber's been there for a little bit, so he's running his lines. But if we go in there now with current updated videos, you'll see a lot more wires, a lot more plumbing.
That'll be in the next video.
Yeah.
There you go.
Christine's got the updated iPhone, so she's going to come out there and just take these crystal clear shots.
I got to tell you, he's been plugging for an iPhone for the last for so long. Story.
Sponsor?
Yeah. I keep telling us, oh, I got something on the lens. It's not going to come off, Tony. What can you do here?
Yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe I'll put it to the board, see what they say. I'm 100% of the board, by the way.
That new one's got 4 lenses.
Air conditioning there, AC.
Yeah.
Yep, we got a HVAC ducting going in, squeezing in wherever we can find space. It's been very tight. You know, you could see these big red steel beams down there, and just below them is the framing of the ceilings. So you can see here where there's barely a gap through. A lot of stuff has to swing through there, and they're really, with the ceiling height being at the bottom of the beam, like you see right here, it's been very difficult. For example, there it didn't actually have to cross over, but we've run into that situation a few times in the house. But to maintain as much ceiling height as we can, we've worked through that, because otherwise.
Okay, and this guy, I mean, listen, I know what he's doing, but he's actually, maybe you can explain it more succinctly. He's cutting a box up for a junction for the AC, right?
You pretty much explained it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, okay.
You've seen it once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to make those diverters right there, proper size for the spaces.
Just more flex duct going in. They're used to a different type of duct. It's a rigid board.
It's going through the what will be the soffit, I would imagine. There's a lot. It's a lot of as you're. It's like it's not so much planning. It's really as it seems to me that you've got when you're on site. That's when you've got to make some decisions. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I mean, things work well oftentimes on paper, and then when you get in the field, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just building 101. So we get as close as we can, and then when we have to make changes, we get engineers involved, get approved for the changes we make. But the end goal is always the same as what's on paper. We might just get there a little bit of a different way. Stairs.
Give when they were cranking it up in here also.
I'm not sure.
No,
what
I
got.
didn't really. So what's this guy doing here? I was actually trying to work it. I'd imagine that's to bolt some of the stringers to the wall. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good imagination. You're right on time.
Yeah. And this is where they're going to actually lift the stuff up.
I know it was heavy duty work that they were doing in there. They were cranking.
So they have that hoist lift that you saw them taking off the truck a few videos back. It's just a hand crank lift. They'll put those platforms on it underneath it, and they'll crank it up and wind it up.
Obviously, these are factored off site.
So you can see all the pieces there. They're prefabs in their factory beforehand, and then when they get on site and they start installing, then they're going to weld them together.
Sure. Yeah, I take it that's him cutting a bit up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a shame that actually this bottom bit of the stairs is going to be covered up. I mean, because the actual house.
Just this second rise, that first piece will still be visible.
Yeah.
And what's going to be nice is when you can stand in the middle, exactly, and you look up, you can still see everything open and the skylight at the top.
Right on time with Christine's narration. She's, what's going? I was thinking about that.
Yeah, but you got to know who's edited this first.
Yeah. There you go. Team effort.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a good shot. I mean, first and foremost, and that should get on a walk. But the thing about it is that it's. I mean, when it's such a great look. I think I've got some of it further shots on here, but there's just when it floats.
Now these stairs will all get wrapped in like a wood finish. I mean, they'll be painted the stringers, but these wood platforms are obviously temporary because they're temporary for construction. And then as we start to get further along, we'll put finished wood on there.
And obviously there's railings going along.
Yes.
Yep.
So
And
otherwise we'll have a few fatalities.
Yeah.
yes.
God forbid. But anyway.
And the exposed stringers are going to get painted, so.
That's a powder coat, right?
Yep.
But again, there's always my favourite money shot here, which is the skylight. Yeah, I like the skylight. So, okay, and now I know what this is. It's obvious. They're coming back the trees.
Yeah, it's just another aspect of the build. We had to get them in there before we dug the pools because, as you can tell, they need a lot of space back there to work. So this is just kind of the construction dance. So you have to think like, all right, what's coming next? And what are they going to need? What kind of equipment are they going to need to get in there? Are they going to have room? So it's a sequencing event. So we got them in there a little bit early so that they can get back there with the heavy machinery because where they're going, right now there's going to be a 10 by 20 foot pool, big nice pool. So
They're nice trees.
yeah, they're nice trees. Mango trees. He's got mangoes back there. He's got.
Okay, so who's it?
avocados.
Is this on the neighbour's property or on our property?
The trees?
Yeah.
The trees are, the bulk of the tree is on the neighbor's property, but we have some branch overhang. That's just kind of like growing over into maybe our balconies or just hanging over the pools. And the neighbor has been absolutely, a dream.
Really?
Next door. Yeah, he's been more than accommodating. Yeah, whatever you got to do. So we were really blessed with that.
Yeah, because I mean, at the very beginning of this project, I thought there was going to be a bit of, rencontre.
It's
because over the thing, but he's been actually has been. Really
Yeah, he's been great.
Yeah. Well, this is what I like, the swimming pool. And the funny thing is, when you actually look at the site, before the pools went in, you thought, well, how it's like, how are you going to squeeze the pools in, whatever. But the pools are pretty big, they're pretty big,
Absolutely. It's funny, it's every project we all talk, and Chris and I say the same thing. We're like, I don't know.
I was going to sit back there, but once you start clearing stuff out.
So obviously you're building a bigger hole than you actually dig it. So just explain what goes into this hole here that you've just dug.
So prior to all this construction, we have a geotechnical engineer who comes out, does some soil sample, tests what is existing on site, and they made the recommendation that we put rock at the bottom before we pour the shell. So that's what you see there, and then they're going to come in, bring out the tarp, bring out the rebar. Do you have that in this video? If not, it's in the next one. But you'll see the forms built for the pool before it's poured.
Well, actually, fun enough, at the end of this segment, there is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
okay,
but it's only one. It's a very short shot.
Sorry, I snuck ahead.
It wasn't as long a shot as I would have liked. If I'd have been there on the spot, we'd have still been filming it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Those guys were in and
it's
out.
the teaser for the next video.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. This was where I nearly got killed because I tried to get the best shot possible and nearly got ran over. But anyway,
This is when you talk about tight job sites and making the most out of what land you have available, and you squeeze the machinery in to make it work.
It's quite cathartic watching them work. So this is very interesting. Now, I would imagine that the guy standing in there who's trying to avoid being scooped up with the dirt is, he looks like he's like measuring the depth. I'll show you in a minute, like here. Mm-hmm. So he looks like, and he's measuring the depth.
He's also got what's called there like a bubble level. It's like that tube there goes out to a 5-gallon bucket, and they use the air bubble created in that line for I'm not really sure. It's above me. It was the first time I saw it. It's not above me, but I'm unfamiliar with it. And he was really busy, so I didn't really harass him too much for the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of like the original natural level,
Okay.
Yeah,
no, I thought he was going to get scooped up by looking at him. But so let me just ask you also. At this point, do they put a membrane into the pool?
So
because I saw a plastic sheet underneath the rock, so I thought it's a bit early to put a membrane in. But I said,
that's just some Visqueen just to keep the dirt, the surrounding dirt from falling in, and just some plastic to keep stuff back, little vapor barrier.
Okay. Right. Okay. So. This is my question: I think you're selling dirt, but still.
I wouldn't be surprised if they are.
That's where now. Actually, if you can see this, okay, you can see how close I am to that thing. I had to kind of put my arm round to film it, but I don't think he was too happy with me. But there's a funny story with this guy afterwards. I mean, that's good dirt, right? And it's maybe going to another job site, whatever. I mean,
we kept the dirt we needed to keep it level, and we'll also be digging. We'll be putting yard drains in here that are very large, so we'll be coming up with even more fill. Honestly, if we don't get rid of it, we can't work. It'll consume the job site.
Sure.
You can't get materials in. You can't get vehicles in.
I mean, you think about how inconvenient it already is when you put the pools in and you have to dig it out. You have to walk around. There's the over dig, so you even have to walk further around, and it's kind of a pain.
We're definitely looking forward to getting them sprayed and filled back in because people are they're going the long way outside on the sidewalk to get around the house between the units. It's just
so as you can see here, I'm a one-man video operation. I'm running drones, gimbals, static cam.
Two men.
2 men. I'm sorry, it's part of our production team on no pay. Anyway, so I thought, oh great, I get a drone shot of them doing that, and then as I'm going up to do the drone shot. They kind of go into a limbo. They go into a different dance. I mean, it's like a ballet watching this thing, isn't it? I mean, it really is. So when you watch this is quite funny, really. So good. I'm gonna get a drone shot. No, go back into like the back of the project. But look, he's walking. Right, where are you going? Right, see, he's abandoned his Bobcat. Well, actually, it was an opportunity because I love Bobcat. I've always wanted to ride one.
Joyride?
Yeah. I always wanted to do that. So It was a very, very hot day, and my normal thing is I'm nearly passing out. Give me like a gallon of water, and and I got to go next door to the hotel to get a drink, and just to fill up. Guess what? Couldn't work out why I couldn't get a shot of the Bobcat. Now I know. That's the Bobcat guy. Give a shout out for your company.
Knoll Services. Check us out if you need any Bobcat or excavator work in South.
He was happy to see me. You can see that. So, getting back to the pool, this is
that was fabulous. I had no idea.
The body language. Yeah. Like, will you just get away from my mill? So anyway,
construction guys aren't normally known for their charming nature.
No, the plumbers enjoy to work with. That's another story.
I got all day. Welcome to my life.
So here we have. This is the form you're talking about. They're building, right?
Yep.
And I just managed to get that. Well, you actually managed to get it. You filmed it for about 3 nanoseconds. Thank you very much. Got to slow-mo and stretch it out a little bit. But no, it's. I mean, so that gets an idea, and I get some more pictures will be coming for the next video.
Yep.
And then, so to end this little segment and this update that we've got here, we didn't mention the plumbing, right? And the plumbing's really cool here. And I know, as you get excited about plumbing. But, you know, it's like everywhere, and considering the plumber is my best friend now, you know, he loves me to death.
Yeah, by the way, he told me to tell you hello.
Oh, good, thank you. I'm thinking of inviting him to my daughter's wedding. Yeah. But anyway, so obviously shower, toilet, plumbing, and, but it's like, I just love the way that he goes, silly thing is to go through the stores and all through the floors, you know, the way it junctions off and everything. I mean, that is really an art form. I mean, joking aside about the plumber, but you know, good job.
Honestly,
really good job.
Yeah,
really
honestly,
good job.
I gotta say, you know, this is well, I'm not even sure his real name, but we call him Dig, and he works for Tungsten Plumbing, and he hasn't been extremely enthusiastic about, you know, because it's a big job, but he has pulled off some very intricate and very he's done a really good job. So
he's been finessing it.
Yeah, he's been getting creative, but he's getting it done, and very impressed with him. Thank you, Dig.
I want to thank Chris and Christine for taking their time out of their very busy day to humour me, and so I thank you very much for that indeed, and look forward to. I mean, really, now we're coming into the last third of the job, really, aren't we? I mean, is that even? Yeah, we are really. I mean, we're August, September, October.
Once we get our rough inspections, you're going to see a big switch on the job because it's going to be finishes by that point. So it's going to be drywalling, tile, cabinets, doors. I mean, that's when you really start to see the home.
Sure.
Exterior yard drainage will go in. Things will start to get cleaned up. Tiles will start to go on. Railings will start to go up. Paint will start coming. It's the further we get in, the prettier it gets.
Yeah. Yep. No. Well, listen, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we chose Testa Construction. So, I mean, we've been very good. And I'll leave you guys to carry on. Can you get back to the site now? We've still got a few hours. Bye-bye. Well, I hope you found that interesting and informative. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and the reminder bell below to be kept updated on this and other projects. Now, if you have been watching our channel for some time, and this project in particular, you will understand our satisfaction with overcoming the trials and tribulations of planning and constructing these townhomes in beautiful downtown Delray Beach. And so with that in mind, it was a significant pleasure to show firsthand several of our investors from out of town the construction site.
On the 14th of August, myself, together with Chris, Christine and Alan from Testa Construction, with Danielle and Matthew from Centennial Investments, gave a site tour to Rita and Greg Schneider, alongside Emma and John Harmon, four of our very loyal investors in Centennial Investments, and in particular, the Delray Beach Townhomes project. It was a great afternoon.
Tell you a bit of aggravation that just got sold last week, which we didn't actually pass on to anybody. But these were going to be the only 3 townhomes in Delray Beach without electricity. because we had a problem getting FPL to give a service to these 3 units. The problem being is that we have an easement filled with 3 units that serves the sewer, the sewer pipe, and unfortunately FPL wanted to use that easement as well. It's the only actual easement we could use, there was nothing else we could do. So we had to go and beg the city to allow us to share part of their easement. And you'd think that would be a very simple situation, wouldn't it, when we share your easement, which was out in the first place. But we dedicated the easement to the city, so they can only give us permission. Eventually, they gave us permission, and then FPL wanted to have the easements recorded with their name, and some part of the easement as well. And what would have been a horrific situation was diverted to the things. Actually, a girl that works with Savannah, she actually was very diligent in this, and she hammered on and hammered on. And we should have service within a couple of weeks, I think, less than that. So I'm here with Greg and Rita Schneider, major investors in our project here at the Delray Beach Townhomes project. Tell me, what did you think of the general build, the general construction? What was your feeling? You feel it was quality?
It looked very high quality. I love the high ceilings. The staircase going up the middle, spiraling staircase, the light that comes from the top, the ceiling light that
Skylight
brings the sun down, all the balconies off the rooms, the swimming pools, the areas to hang out, the glass elevator going up and down is a terrific feature. They all have different garages, to fit easily 2 cars and possibly a golf cart. Overall, I mean, I loved it.
Are you glad you've invested in it? That's
Yes,
the most
I
important.
am.
There
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
Well, that's the most important thing. And Rita, what was your best? What did you think of it? What was your most favourite unit? Middle or the mirror?
I like the middle better. The middle was the biggest one, and I like that better.
Yeah, and it's a great place to catch the sun anyway. And the swimming pools.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like all the swimming pools. A nice size, and they all look very nice. Yes.
Well, these guys, you're back in October, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so by the time they get back, it's going to be nearly 70% finished.
Right.
And then I think you're going to see, again, a totally different view here. Also, the landscaping will start to be done, and hopefully the salespeople would have sold it and made us all very rich. What do you think?
That would be nice.
or moderately rich. That'll do. Moderately rich. That'll
Right.
do.
Yeah.
Even a little bit rich, I don't care. Guys, thank you for coming down.
Right.
I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you for your
for the
time and
tour.
effort, and I'll
Sure.
see you guys soon. Okay, so here we are with another group of fellow investors. We've got Emma and John Harmon here. They're in from the good United Kingdom. They're here for a week, so they took the opportunity to come down and view the accomplishments of our contractors here to build such a beautiful set of 3 townhomes. So let me ask you a question. Who's going to answer first? Emma, I'm going to ask you, Emma, first.
Okay. Fire
What
away.
was your favourite unit here?
The middle one. I love the space on the top.
Yeah.
Near the balcony. That'll be a lovely games room or something fabulous, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Really lovely.
Can you envisage it when it's
Yeah.
done? You can?
Yeah.
You can see it?
Yeah, really good.
All right, lovely. Well, John, let me ask you a question. You're a fellow builder from the UK. He builds something like 100 houses a year, is that correct?
About 99.
99 units a year, which is quite a lot, which is sort of, as I said this before, it's 96 units more than I built this year. So tell me, what do you think about the general construction in terms of, I mean, you know about what's on point, what's off point. You can be as candid as you want.
No,
What do you
it's
think
all
about the
looking-
finish?
It's all looking very good. It's early yet. They're about to start the drywall, and then it changes, and it'll start to look like a home then instead of just a building site.
How does it differ from a construction site in the UK to the US? Just a few minor points, or major points.
It's totally different. We've got hollow core floors here. We'd normally have timber. We don't have as much metal stud at home. It's just 5,000 miles away.
Yeah, that's true as well. How long are you here for, guys?
Another 10 days.
Okay, then you go home. All right. So by the time you come back,
Yeah.
again, the same as Greg and Rita, you'll be able to see it 70, 80% finished. And hopefully by then, where's the sales team? I'm hoping that we'll have the units sold by then.
The remaining units.
The remaining units sold.
Luxury units.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of CITV. It's August the 13th today. The 14th, I lost a day. And you'll be seeing this the 3rd week of August, 4th week of August possibly. And then we move into September's edition, and that'll hopefully show the progression a little bit more. So thank you. See you guys soon. Well, it looks like everybody enjoyed themselves and were pretty impressed, which is music to my team's ears. I hope to entertain more investors at the site over the next few months. It is always a pleasure to show off our handiwork to the people who helped make this project come to life. So that's it for this month. Thank you very much for joining us. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and the reminder bell to be continually updated as this construction progresses and as other projects materialize. I'll see you all next time.